Now, Trump was at this is outreach to African Americans, a room full of white people staring at a couple of colored people on stage. People of color on stage. Isn't it funny you can't say colored people anymore, but people of color is okay?
Yeah, you're right. That is an odd fact.
And you can't.
This is the Sean Hannity thing that we're looking at right now.
This is right. Yeah. And so,
I mean, it's no wonder if how does that go over in a black household where hey, you guys want to go see Sean Hannity? I mean, seriously, who in a black household would be excited about Sean Hannity if they even knew who he was? The little kids wouldn't know.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of these white people live with black people. That's how, and black households, and so they're like, oh, I'm up for it. So now this is where he endorsed stop and frisk. Now, a lot of people's initial reaction, what was your initial reaction, Hank, to the stop and frisk?
Well, it's one of the craziest things he said.
So he wants to have it nationwide.
Nationwide.
Stop and frisk nationwide.
Yeah, it was already ruled unconstitutional, and then he immediately praised Rudy Giuliani in the same breath because he's on his inner circle, so it's not a surprise that he thinks it's an effective tactic. But insane. He told a black guy that. Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take everybody that looks like you and push you up against a wall and have government agents run their hands up and down your body.
I mean, his best hope in that room was that people didn't really understand what stop and frisk really was.
Yeah.
He did get some applause. I presume that's from this crew that we're seeing.
Yeah.
But having said that, I mean, it's unconstitutional and ruled unconstitutional. It's not just my opinion it's unconstitutional, but also, and maybe more to the point, or as much to the point, it was completely ineffective. I mean, if you looked at the stats on stop and frisk, they were alarmingly poor. I mean, I think less than 1% of the people who were stopped actually had firearms. So either the policing is awful, meaning that you're stopping and frisking the wrong people, or it doesn't work as a policy.
Yes, plus it's unconstitutional, right? So what they did in New York was they took state officials, gave them guns, and sent them into poor black and brown neighborhoods and told them to terrorize those people. That's what they did. They terrorized those people. Black guys being stopped. They were stopped 5 million black guys. That's more black guys than live in New York City. They had 5 million stops of black guys. And overwhelmingly, it's been proven that that white guys are going to be more likely to have guns on them and drugs.
Yeah, and it's not so much about the one person they're frisking. It's about everybody seeing it happening on the street. So I mean, that's how the fear is spread around.
That's the terror.
Yeah,
so that terrorizes everyone else.
Imagine walking down the street and being like, a cop can just stop you and touch you.
So now everybody knows how horrible that would be to extend it nationwide, but nobody really screamed about it when it was happening in New York. I mean, there were some on the left, but not really, right? So that's the weird thing. It's like, oh, now we realize what a maniac Bloomberg was. Bloomberg had stop and frisk, and Hillary Clinton brought him on stage at the Democratic convention. Bloomberg, a billionaire Nazi. I like fascist billionaires. I really do. He's one of my favorite. Of all the fascist billionaires, he actually did stop and frisk. Trump is only suggesting it. He actually did it, and Hillary Clinton brought him on stage. So this whole thing that Trump is worse than somehow, he's exposing how horribly corrupt our system is. But the entire culture, right? Because when Hillary Clinton calls his followers deplorables, and they are, right? David Duke. But is David Duke worse than John Negroponte? Is David Duke worse than Henry Kissinger? Those are actual war criminals. David Duke, as far as I know, hasn't disappeared anybody in Honduras. So here we are again. When Trump says stop and frisk, Bloomberg did it to every black and brown person in New York City, and Hillary Clinton didn't say anything. And she brings that guy on stage, a guy who's already done stop and frisk. And now everybody's horrified that Trump wants to export that to the rest of the country. But it's okay that Michael Bloomberg did it? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the context is everything, right? In this case, he's speaking about a specific incident and a crisis in the black community, and he suggests this outrageous thing. In the case of bringing Bloomberg on stage, it's lost in the noise of the political season,
right,
and that's why he's on stage and no one.
But anything that they point the finger at Trump at, almost to the thing, you can point at something horrible that we're already doing. Like when he says we're going to build a wall, he just says it more demonstrably and more of an asshole, right? Because we've got videotape of Hillary Clinton saying that, yeah, I voted for a barrier 3 times. Some places will be a fence. Some places it will be a barrier. Really? What are you going to put some visqueen up? A barrier. So that just reveals, and by the way, Fusion's reporting is that Barack Obama is exporting, he's doing the exporting of Hispanics that Trump only dreams of doing. So again, so she says, oh, they're deplorable, she's hanging with the war criminals. He doesn't accept the science of climate change. She's pro-fracking. She doesn't accept the science on fracking. So you can do this all day long, yet still I go on people's shows and they wag their finger at me and tell me I'm uninformed because I'm informed about her record. And they tell me, how dare you? Because Trump. It's the most intellectually lazy argument I've ever heard. And it comes from everywhere. And people say it like they thought of it. That's not an original idea, Trump, Supreme Court. You're not an original thinker. I am an original thinker. So original thoughts scare a lot of people who are really comfortable with the status quo and the establishment, and they repeat corporate talking points handed to them by the DNC. Jill Stein's anti-vax, Bernie's a sexist. But so, again, here we are. Anything you can point at Donald Trump, stop and frisk. She's already endorsed it. She already brought Michael Bloomberg on stage, the guy who implemented it. What do you think about that, Mark?
I think that, to be fair to her, I doubt, and that this is going to be, I know I'll be about to be thrown out of here.
You are.
I doubt that Hillary Clinton would endorse stop and frisk. Bringing Michael Bloomberg on stage, I think he is viewed as, again, within that political environment of the convention, he's viewed as, look, this is one of our success stories, the mayor of New York, and often spoken of as a viable presidential candidate himself. If it was a referendum on stop and frisk, I think she would vote against it. I'm talking about in today's world, okay? Of course, I agree with you 100%. On the environment, she's abominable. That's my issue, and it's embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to have anyone left of center supporting these things that defile this planet the way Hillary Clinton's environmental policies do.